my agent got a time machine and has brought us back to the start of January 2026. I did ask him to get me a job at Basel in Switzerland. But unfortunately, he said the time machine doesn't go to Switzerland for whatever reason. So he said the best you can get is West Ham. Now, we've been on a bit of an uptick recently. I've been doing quite well, succeeding a lot. And so are West Ham in real life, actually. They've had a bit of a resurgence. They look like they should be relegation free, considering that at the start of December it was pretty much guaranteed they were going down. But let's have a look at this now. We've got Wolves, who are one of the worst teams I've ever seen, as their first game in charge. And if we win that, we're only a point behind Nottingham Forest. This is the halfway point through the season. We should be fine. So, this West Ham team is not bad at all. It's actually really good. I'm really surprised that they're not doing too well. Like, I suppose the weakest link on FIFA would probably be Somerville and Kilman. Maybe Areola as well, but I'm not really too concerned about Areola. But, like, this bench, it's actually a good squad. It's just very... I don't really know what the issue is in real life, of course. But in FIFA, that's fine. We've got, 70 million to spend on transfers? Yeah. We're going to be sorted. I'm so confident that we'll finish mid-table, but there's two players I'm looking for. One is Trossard, because I think Trossard's class. And then there's this Cressy fella from Wolves, but it turns out he's actually on loan, which I didn't notice. Shit. Well, we're going to have to look for another centre-back. But in the meantime, I'm going to try sign Trossard and get a centre-back in. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have just signed Leandro Trossard. So he's going to be slopping in on that left wing where Somerville is. And after this, we're going to see if we can squeeze out maybe a centre-back sign. I might have a look to see what goalkeepers are available, considering we're actually at a bigger club now. We can spend some money on players rather than have to go for free agents constantly. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we have just signed Nordi Mukiele from Sunderland. So that's a brilliant sign for our centre-back area. He can also play right back as well on defence midfield. Remember this guy from years ago? It wasn't PSV that this guy was at. Was it? Was it PSV? It was a few FIFAs ago. Oh, I can't remember the team. Maybe it was Lens. But it was like when he was pretty young as well. I think he was only 16, and like he was one of those players you just signed because he shot up in rating. Mad. Yeah, I'm going to try to get Martinez. We've got 24 million left to spend. Why not try get him? Ladies and gentlemen, we've just signed Emiliano Martinez. So that was, 18 mil? Yeah, there we go. That's not too bad. And he's 85 rated. So let's have a look at the squad now and see how well it is. Right, that's what this squad's looking at. And now we've gone from maybe a goalkeeper, or a centre-back, or a left wing being the weak spot to our central midfielders, which I'm not upgrading. Even if we have money to spend, I'm not upgrading them. I'm quite happy with all these players. Right, with that, I think we're good to go. Right, well, as usual, we quick sim the first game of every takeover. So let's see how we do here. Against Wolves, you should win, and we do. You'll love to see it. Right, let's see how we done in the month of January. We got our 3 signings in. Happy enough for them. So we beat Wolves. We lost Nottingham Forest, which was a bit of a shock. We beat QPR in the FA Cup. Lost to Spurs, which based on this season and the last season, that's a bit of a shock. And we beat Sunderland and Chelsea. So where does that put us in the league? Well, I'll tell you now. We're 18th. So we're still where we started. But this time we've closed the gap from, 4 points to just goal difference. It's 3 goals in it between us and Leeds. Wolves are still looking pretty bad. Jesus Christ, they're terrible. Anyway, there's 5 points between us and 19th place Burnley. So I think we're doing quite well. Now we're going a bit slower than I thought. That loss against Nottingham Forest kind of bamboozled me a little, but we're fine. We'll be grand. I'm confident in my abilities as a manager to succeed. Right, let's see how we done for February. So we lost to Burnley, we lost to Bournemouth, lost to Sheffield in the Cup, drew against Liverpool and United. What a weird fucking... That's a United fucking style month. Losing to the shit teams, and they are shit, and drawing against the bigger clubs. What the fuck? Well, that's a terrible month. We're definitely in the relegation zone still. Yeah, we're 18th. There's now 2 points between us and Leeds, which I can't believe it's only 2 points. We were shocking. Absolutely shocking. Burnley have closed the gap from 5 points to 4, and Wolves still haven't got a win. Okay. I don't know what the hell happened that month. Probably because, you know, it's not actually using my team. It's just picking whatever fucking team it wants. Which, they need to fix that as well. If you set up a team, it should use that team in sim matches. You shouldn't have to go into the game and just sim it one by one. But that's EA for you. They're terrible. Anyway, let's see how we do for March after Valentine's Day and February was destroyed for us. Alright, let's see how we do in March. It's not looking good. I have to say, the board aren't very happy with me. I'm not happy that my players aren't fucking playing that I've bought. All draws. Okay. Probably would have liked to beat Fulham there, but the draw against City and Aston Villa is not a bad shout. Where is this table? We're still 18th. Okay, this is not going to plan. This is not going to plan. I want to see who's playing, because at least then it's not my fault if the players I picked to play aren't actually playing. Okay. I'm not sure if these games for Martinez are from Villa or not. I don't know. The FA Cup ones have to be me. I think those 2 FA Cup ones are me. Well, I don't know if these players are like from Arsenal or like, for example, for Trossard, if these appearances are from Arsenal or not. I don't know. It's very difficult to tell if they're playing. Maybe if I check the squad. See, we didn't just play. Well, Fernandez definitely isn't playing. Who's playing in this place? Dominguez, maybe? Or Magassa, sorry? Anyway. Let's see how we do for April. We'll see what happens there. I'm not very confident. I was confident this would be a success, but not anymore. Right, the board seems to be a bit happier with what I've done here. And I think that is correct. We play Leeds on the final day. That could decide who gets relegated there. Assuming the rest of May and April has gone well, which we beat Wolves, of course, lost to Palace, and then beat Everton. And we're 2 points behind Leeds still. Oh my god. I would have thought we would have been, you know, 15th, maybe 14th. And look at United. Jesus Christ, United are doing pretty bad. And, well, Spurs are where they're supposed to be. But Forest have actually picked up mad, considering they were, well, 4 points above relegation at the start, since I took over. That's a mad increase. Who's up top? The Arsenal, of course they are. And Crystal Palace in third. That's wild. Anyway, let's continue and see if we can pull off this this relegation battle, because it's turned into a bit of a slob. We lost to Brentford, we lost to Arsenal, but we beat Newcastle and we beat Leeds on the final day. We might have just survived. Oh, we done it. We actually done it. Oh my god. On the final day, Brighton go down. Brighton go down. Oh my god. I didn't even notice where Brighton were. Thank you, Leeds. You've done West Ham a favour and you've done me a favour. I don't know how West Ham have done in real life, because I'm recording this a bit earlier than the end of the season. As far as I'm concerned, West Ham are still in trouble as of right now, but they are doing better. But as far as I'm concerned, this is a success. The plan was to prevent West Ham from being relegated. And I made a complete balls of it. I really did make a balls of this. But I succeeded. Yeah, okay, right. We spent 67 million. But the squad is incredibly good. In fact, the fact that it's 17th it just proves that I'm underperforming as well. But that's really good. Anyway, we'll have a look at the stats then for some of the players. We'll see who's actually playing, who's not. But I'm very happy with that. It's a success, I'd say. Trossard played 13 goals, 9 assists. Now, I'm not sure if that's for us and including Arsenal. It looks like it is. But quite have done well as well. Trossard was also apparently the most appearances, but again, take into account that this does include Arsenal as well. Assists, yeah, he was on top of that too. Who was second goal scorer? Bowen and... yeah, okay, that's grand. Right, well, with that... Oh, clean sheets as well. Martinez, yeah, grand. With that, gamers, I'm done. In fact, let's see if Wolves actually got a win. I doubt they did. I'm pretty sure they're still the worst team in Premier League history. Oh no, they got 20 points. Actually, you know what? That's not bad at all. They really did, like, from, what, I think from April onwards they actually started winning. But anyway, okay, fair enough. With that, I'm done, guys. This has been an absolute success, despite my best attempts to make it into a failure. Next week, I'm going to give you some nice little hint. I'm going to be staying in London. My agent said there's no point going back home to Ireland. You might as well just stay in London, enjoy the sights, have a Wetherspoons. Because the next job, it's a mess. See you next week, ladies and gentlemen.